Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to explore your subconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream of crying. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert. I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience, and in case you want to have a psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, you send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream about crying, I can tell you that from a symbolic point of view, dreaming of crying represents the liberation of all your repressed emotions. And this clearly suggests that you are going through a phase of your life where your greatest fear, and therefore from where all your anguishes and frustrations will arise, comes from the fact that you fear that if you express what you feel, you are going to be censored and overconsidered as someone weak by all those with whom you relate. And for that reason, this dream makes it very clear that your repressed desires at this stage of your life go hand in hand with being able to freely express what you feel, what overwhelms you, because that is exactly what you cannot do in your real life. But you must also pay attention because this dream reveals that another of your repressed desires is precisely the desire to be comforted by someone, to receive spiritual and emotional support from the people who are important to you. And this happens because somehow you feel abandoned when you dare to express your vulnerability. And this is something you have to be very careful about because it is a symptom to which your unconscious is showing that you are going through a phase of your life in which you have been forced, either by part of other people or yourself, to suppress how you feel. In other words, to hide your vulnerability precisely because you fear that if you express your weakness, you could be abandoned by those you love. And this in turn will generate a series of obsessive processes since you will fight very strongly against your own weakness, to the point that even the weakness of other people is going to upset you because you cannot accept your own vulnerability. What is going to be expressed in your relationships with others if it is no longer being expressed, since when you see someone suffering, someone showing their weakness, you will feel resentful and you will move away from there. It is even probable that you even find it amusing, the fact that someone suffers, in the sense that you see it as something rather worthy of contempt. But here comes the interesting thing about this matter, because deep down, this is a symptom that it is you who is suffering precisely because you cannot express your weakness in public, as you would like. In fact, in your relationships, this will also affect you since you will not be able to deal with the weakness of the person next to you. In other words, you will want comfort, but neither will you be able to give it. And this is something that you have to pay a lot of attention to because it is also going to happen in the relationship with your children if you had them. This is a very interesting process from a psychoanalytic point of view, and it is very relevant that you can analyze at some point in your life because crying in a dream is a reflection of an incipient process of apathy. That is to say, loss of emotions. In general, people who cry in their dreams are going to realize that they will gradually lose their ability to feel. Now, where does all this come from? In all likelihood, if this happens to you, you experience a situation in your childhood where your crying was suppressed. If when you were a girl, a boy, and you were crying with justice, because it is a means through which our mind expresses its emotions, perhaps some people forced you not to do it, either through treats mockery, or even blows. Have you noticed that there are parents who seem to have no emotions? As if what happens with their children, they do not care. Well, that happens because in turn, during their childhood, they were repressed in the same way in which they now do with you. And that caused your ego state, which was developing at that time, to repress emotions. That it forced itself not to feel pain when you were feeling it. And what caused your child self to shed your vulnerability as a waste product into your unconscious. But the problem is that that emotional catalyst didn't go anywhere. It remained there unattended. And that is why, if it is expressed in your dream, it is because it is the first indicator that you are going to collapse. Because you will no longer be able to bear this of not having emotions. In all likelihood, there are situations in the present that are overwhelming you. And what you did in the past to deal with it no longer works for you. Then, before the emotion arose, and you immediately repressed it. But now, that emotional catalyst that over the years became a clot has hatched, and that is why you are at a time where it will begin to affect every aspect of your life. Because it is no longer just about hiding your vulnerability. Because as this affects too much, every time you suffer a setback in your life, the slightest bit, this will make you feel too vulnerable and abandoned, because you no longer know how to deal with your weakness. And this is going to happen because as a result of the traumas and repressions to which you were exposed during your childhood, you did not allow the part of the psyche which controlled the expression of your emotions to grow with you. That is, you are an adult person, but that particular system of your psyche is still that of a child. And that is exactly what needs to be revealed. As you can see, this is a dream much more complex than it might seem. So you have to pay close attention in case you see yourself crying in a dream. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, just send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate to my consultation. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye!